Here we have a simple collapsible panel. So I'm going to show you how this thing works. So here what we have done is added a paragraph tag, and inside that we have an anchor tag. This anchor tag has a class called btn primary, and then we have an attribute called data toggle, and this is collapse. Now this is the most important one. Okay, so we have set the data toggle to collapse, and then you can see that we have a href which says collapse example. Now this thing here actually directly connects to the ID called collapse example. Now we have another div at the end here which says with a class called collapse and with the ID called collapse example. Now if you change this, you need to change this one too. So if you don't change this and you only change one thing, this collapsible panel is not going to work. The role is button and the area expanded is false, and area control is collapse example. Let's save this now. Let's get to the browser. Let's hit refresh. Now if I click on this, you can see that we get a hidden content showed up. So if I click this again, it's going to collapse. Now check out what happens if I change the ID. So instead of this, I'm just going to call this as change the data. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. If I get back here, let's hit refresh. Now if I click on this, see, nothing happens. That's because this ID has to be exactly same as this ID. So I've copied the same ID and pasted it to this one. And if I hit refresh, now if I click on this one, it's going to work. So these two IDs over here, the href and the ID, has to be linked together in order to work with the collapse.